Yeah.
Won't be here though. Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, that's right. You won't be here. Hi, everybody.
Canonsburg UP Church.
Yeah.
February 15th.
Wednesday. Same 1 week.
Same
from
bat
last
time,
week.
same
Yeah.
bat channel.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And we were just talking before you guys came on is that Sunday is his wife Bridget's birthday. I think she's going to be 1,001. 1,002.
Yep.
Well, and
Looks great for that age.
I was excited because we could sing happy birthday to her. But this is the retreat weekend.
Yes, big retreat, big time. We got a whole bunch of people going to be up at Pine Springs
That is
Camp.
so nice.
We've got a wonderful guest minister.
A guest minister? Oh, here.
Yes,
Yeah.
way better.
Dan.
Way better than me, Dan.
Dan.
He's
way better than you?
Retired, yes.
You want to be careful with that.
I don't think, I mean, hey, you can talk to him.
I will.
About being here longer. But
I will.
I think he's interested in this Sunday.
Just Sunday? Have you tried?
I haven't really talked to him much about beyond that.
What if I offer him
Replacing me?
No.
Talk to him.
I could offer him maybe $5 on his side.
$5 on the side.
$5
to replace me
for 11 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you mean in the summer long?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We could do
Isn't that what you want me to talk to him about?
Sure. Talk to him about anything. He's great. He was pastor at Southminster.
Oh.
And at John
So he comes with
McMillan.
credentials, which is more than.
Way more than me.
And then here you are,
And here I'm just
with the
sitting here.
biggest job in the
I'm just a
presbytery, I
guy.
tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just a piano player.
I'm just a preacher.
I'm just a piano player.
Yeah.
It's like the old Wild West, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Now
don't
we
know how.
just need a sheriff.
I don't know how it's like the Old West.
It's just like the Old West. You're just a preacher, I'm just a piano player.
Oh,
Church is
okay,
in
I
a
gotcha.
saloon with Miss Kitty.
Hey, you know what? I feel like this is a good time to tell
A what?
I want to tell a story, but okay, you know what? Let me do this first.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I am on edge.
Sunday.
This Sunday or last Sunday?
This past Sunday. 3 days ago, right?
I made an awful mistake and you made fun of me.
You were great. No. That was no.
Oh, tune in, okay?
Part of the charm of our gathered worship time.
Of course
are
it
moments
was.
like that.
Of course it was.
I didn't complain.
And so was the...
Did I? Yeah. Did I complain?
No, you... Of course you
didn't
did.
complain.
No, again, at my expense.
No, I didn't. I laughed.
Well, of course you did.
We all laughed.
Everybody that left the
Great.
sanctuary that day thought, Kenton's getting too old for that now.
Oh no, they were already thinking that. That was already.
What
Anyway,
am I
nothing
what?
to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
Go, Dawn.
So, the thrust of Sunday's sermon,
Thrust.
the main point,
The main point.
was God's care for us,
Yes.
and that we don't have to be concerned about what we have or what we don't have or where we are or getting, or having enough to be able to share and bless others, because God does care for us and meet our needs, especially in the midst of when we are giving and sharing, right?
Absolutely. And that's true of prayer also.
Yeah,
In the midst of prayer.
And I think a concern that we all have, and you brought up yesterday, Kenton, if you don't know this, Kenton is the most frequent visitor to the church in my office. There is a spot in a chair that is
Oh no!
that has
it's imprinted like the piano bench.
just like the piano bench.
Yeah, you got to give me a better chair in the office.
guess so.
I'm going to stick around.
Well, that was the thing, is that's why the chairs
Well,
those
I'll
chairs
buy
are
them.
not super comfortable.
What if I
so
have it
that you
delivered?
don't? No. Anyway.
Okay.
So Kenton was asking some really good questions that I think can boil down to that question of God truly loving and caring for us and about us.
No matter what.
Yeah, and I think that is a question that anybody who has even the remotest idea of God has to bump up against.
Well, that's a fundamental.
Yeah, maybe there is a God, maybe there isn't. But if there is a God, does this God really care?
We're talking about a non-believer here. We're not.
No,
but
I think it's
well, we don't question our faith, though. I mean, of course, life goes along, and we do question it. But
we even say our faith. What does that even mean? When you went through the fire, sure, I know you're going to say in front of everybody that God took care of you and whatnot.
He did.
But sitting there,
watching
the place burn.
Yes.
I remember being over there. I remember the look on your face. I remember all that, and I'm sure one of the things that goes, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? Oh. Does God really care about me? What is or you get the hey, off-screen producer Al, recovering from cancer, or what, heck, we've got a list of people.
Well, the answer to that question is that I'm sitting here.
Oh yeah,
with everything brand new,
right,
in me and out of me, and I'm sleeping on.
On the backside of that,
yes,
when you get through everything, it's one thing to be able to look back. But when you're in the middle of it,
you have to trust.
It's heartbreaking. That question pops up over and over.
Have to trust.
Does God really care?
Yes, he
God
does.
just?
I say yes.
Yeah, I agree. I
know.
I agree, but I'm saying I think that is a question we all have to answer, but only through experience.
Yeah.
Or
just the experience of, even if you have a trouble-free, non-stressed life all your life, you still deal with that in the end.
Oh, yeah.
You still deal with that. Is that, did God take care of me all my life? Was it because of God watching over me that I had such a wonderful life? Okay? I mean, is it because God watches over me that I'm still here after all this time? That I'm not dead yet? Okay? And is one related to the other?
And you didn't tick me off enough yet, that's why.
Well, you wouldn't hurt me.
I'll never forget Kenton's final words.
Oh, here we goes again.
Please take that pillow off my face.
It's not going to be enough. The pillow won't do it, dude. Because these, I could.
But let me tell you this. I got a story.
Okay, go.
This is where this was. So I've been thinking about
about God, though. Back to God.
It's all related.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So you get a call. I get a call yesterday.
Yeah.
So I get a call from another local minister, Anita. Good to see you.
Hi, Anita.
I don't know if she watches. Wonderful pastor. Came to Canonsburg about the same time. She grew up in Canonsburg, but came to her church just about the same time that I came here. Anyway, gives me a call. Says, we've got this gentleman. He's from Russia. He's about 23 years old. He left Russia in order to avoid being drafted into this insane, my words, not her words, insane war.
What's his name?
It's a Russian name. She had to text it to me.
Daddy?
Maybe.
Because
well,
I got Russians waiting on me where I eat.
Okay, here we go. So maybe that was the connection.
Okay.
So anyway, so he came through the correct legal channels. I didn't, talk to her about, immigrant visa, whatever. Anyway, so he came, shows up one day, walking by their church, and hears the music and comes in. She said he's been a part of our church for, I don't know, weeks, months. She said, though, he's got a place, he's living with somebody, but he has no access to any of the things that anybody else would have. And she wanted to know if she could get him connected to the food pantry.
Oh.
Ministry of the Ministerial Association, we happen to house it here, so that's why she called me. And I said, absolutely. But there's more.
I can't wait.
So
my
she
brow
said,
is
we've
sweating.
been praying for him. Because again, they don't know the immigration system.
Right.
They're trying to connect him with different people, but they just don't know anything. And I'm like, well, I'd be happy to help out in any way, having been through
an immigrant.
Still technically going through this. Anyway, so she said, okay. Additionally, I got a call from someone who wanted something about like services, revival services and whatnot.
Yes.
And she kind of said, I'm busy and I'm kind of like, I'm getting messages from him and I'm like, I can't. She didn't say this. My words, not hers. I can't be bothered with that right now.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, finally, they get connected. And he's telling her about this stuff, and she said he mentioned that they have some kind of connection. They know somebody similar, and she's kind of like, I don't know who you're talking about. And she said something about W&J.
Okay.
And he said, I worked with that person. And she's thinking, oh, you're the groundskeeper? I mean, that's the image.
Yeah,
that
right.
This is who she's seeing.
Right.
And he said, no. I'm a retired professor
Oh my goodness.
of Russian literature.
And he didn't work at W&J, did he?
I think so. I might be wrong about the university. I think it was WJ. Again, we're on the phone call. That's not the point.
But
the point is Russian literature.
Yeah.
She said, "You're kidding me. We've got this kid
Oh, yeah.
who came from Russia." She's like, "Do you know anything about, he speaks Russian.
Oh, great.
He has navigated the immigration system." And he was like, "Oh my goodness." He writes him a note in Cyrillic.
Oh.
He said, you can't, you won't know this, but he will. He'll understand this.
Cool.
It's connecting him with the right people right now. She said, well, what about this revival thing? He says, this is what matters right now. That other stuff will take care of that later. This is what matters. And I'm listening to this just yesterday, and I'm like, oh my goodness. This is a perfect example of God being at work, caring for one person, and using all these people, and then all these people get involved and get connected, and then they're a small part of a huge blessing in this one man's life. Mm-hmm. And certainly we can grieve over what's going on in Ukraine and Russia right now, absolutely. And whether or not we have much ability to make any effort or effect, I don't know. But this one young man in this one situation who happens to be right in front of us is an opportunity. And all the people that are getting involved, I'm like, it gave me chills listening to the story, and then and I'm like, oh, I got to share this. I said, Anita, I'm stealing the story. I'm giving you all the credit, but I'm like, this is awesome. So that's an example. That's an answer to, does God really care? Yes,
he does.
Yeah, and let me tell you this little story about how God is caring for this one young man, and how we all are getting to be a part of blessing him and caring for him.
And there's a lot in our world today. You and I talk about one of my friends a lot, and their beliefs and her willingness to jump on a conspiracy theory or anything else. And we talked that if you trust in the Lord, those things are not going to be troubling to you. You can be aware of them.
Yeah.
You can be aware of them, but trusting that God is in control. No matter what, God is in control. And the more fervently you believe that, the more fervently you have faith in that belief and in that God, the less worry you have in all of your life. In all of your life. When, you know what, I'll give you an example. When I first heard about off-screen producer Al being ill, I was alone in my dining room, and I was sitting thinking, I had my head in my hand like this, and it came over to me that God is in control of that. I'm not trusting. I'm not going to be burdened by his illness. I'm going to act on his illness, not be burdened by it. And when you trust in God, those burdens slip away. When you turn to prayer and you know he's listening, those burdens slip away. And so it wasn't a burden to pray for Al. It was a blessing for me because that reinforced my own feeling of trust in the Lord. Okay? So the only way I can trust in the Lord and help him is to pray for him.
You know, one of the things that keeps those burdens present,
stress,
when we grab a hold of them.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm think about all those things. Think about all the things. Conspiracies.
Oh, you can't jump in.
Well. When you start to, you dig into them and you grab a hold of them, and you spend all this time and energy on negative things. So next thing you know, your heart is wrapped up in these things.
Yes.
Our
I think,
own.
although, some of us don't need to be reminded. We may be walking the walk and talking the talk, but sometimes throughout our lives, I think we need to be reminded to trust in the Lord.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, 100%. What I'm saying is that what keeps us from trusting, we can. So I've often used this analogy. You can only hold on to one thing. You can hold on to your worries and all your troubles and all the problems in your life, or you can hold on to God. You can't do both.
And holding on to God, I'm not saying it's easier.
No.
It's peaceful.
100%. Yeah.
It's peaceful.
Now, that's not to say that we don't do the things that we need to do.
Yeah.
It's like, it'd be like, well, I'm having trouble paying my bills, so I'm just going to let the bills get paid for.
Yeah.
No. You still need to take care of you still need to go to job. You still need to pay your bills, do that kind of thing. But I'll tell you, financially, oh my goodness, the number of times in my life where I've been stressed and all of a sudden something happens and it's like, oh, what a gift. I mean, again, the church.
Yeah.
Well, we've experienced over these past less than a year.
Yeah.
Here we're stressed about the finances, stressed about upkeeping this great facility, and then all of a sudden, boom, something we didn't work for, earn, anything. It's just a gift. The number of times that I've been a part of that in my life, where it's just a gift.
And I will tell you something else. Having this going to be my second time going through that in the same place.
Oh yeah.
It's an amazing thing to watch happen again. Mm-hmm. And as hard as we worked 30 years ago to gather that money and to do the renovations that were needed, and then to have the emergencies and everything else arrive. I mean, it was such a joyful, lively time in our church. And it will certainly be that. I mean, we are going towards
We already is.
Yes.
It's great. And something exciting. I walk in today, and you know what's sitting there in the hallway as I'm walking in. Close.
What was
it? It might be a portrait of you.
Yeah?
It's gray, just gray. So it might just be, be you.
Gray.
Bathroom dividers. So if you don't know,
I noticed in the men's room.
I know.
Like,
so if you don't know, we're
out in the open here.
We've been renovating the restrooms. We have 3 floors: basement, regular main floor, second floor, which is the same as the sanctuary. And the first 2 floors have basically individual bathrooms. That's what we turned them into because honestly, they were too tight to have. Especially the previously men's. You'd have a stall and a divider and a toilet, and if you were more than a 32-inch waist, you couldn't fit, and it felt claustrophobic.
Well, it did.
So we turn them, they're all single use, lock it afterwards, doesn't matter what gender, use whichever one. You got 2 women that need to use the restroom, great. There's 2 restrooms, whatever. So it just makes it easier and simpler. But on the second floor, we have larger restrooms.
Yes.
And they're ADA accessible and whatnot, so we couldn't just turn them into single use.
No.
And yet we were in the middle of renovating them. And turns out that the dividers were on back order. And they can only be installed by anyway. So we did 80% of the renovation because they were here doing it, but they couldn't finish it. Mm-hmm. And so it was a little weird for a few weeks.
It was weird.
You're like, wait a second. So I didn't hear any complaints. Oh, no. I was amazed.
Everybody went to the bathroom and needed to.
I was expecting to hear people like, what's going on with the bathroom? Nothing. Anyway, we've got restrooms down here, full use anyway.
Yeah.
But I was so excited when they came in. And we got a little bit of sync update. They had to wait for those to do the other. But I'm just, little things.
Well, those aren't little things, though.
They are not little things.
You know how many we've been in churches and gone to the men's room and know that there hasn't been anything done there besides the coat of paint for 100 years.
I was in the most interesting men's room just the other day.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not gonna out where. Okay. But imagine this. You go in, again, not huge, 2 stalls and a urinal. The urinal is 6 inches from the sink.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh my goodness. I'm like,
So it had 2 stalls and 2 urinals, really?
well, yeah. I'm like, sometimes, we may need to make some design decisions.
Yeah.
Maybe there needs to be a woman involved in this. I don't know. And it was weird. Anyway,
but
imagine we were talking about that, bathrooms on...
Well, but you know what? It's a wonderful thing that's going on here because slowly but surely, the rough places are being made straight. Okay? Slowly but surely, the rough places are being made straight.
You know what else is going on?
You know what? And I have to tell you, he let me look at a picture yesterday of a rendering. You know how computers these days can change the color of a picture and what's in the picture. Well, he showed me a rendering of what the sanctuary could look like, okay? And it was absolutely beautiful. And if it's anything other than that, I'm just going to find you and kill you. But it looked beautiful. What you have planned is absolutely beautiful.
What they're working on.
My heart was pleased with that.
Speaking of, before we even get to there, the next big thing is going to be, we got to take something off.
Take something off?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not taking anything off.
Thank you. Good. Because we got to take off the roof
so
we can put a new roof on.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Too bad that's not happening this week, huh? What a day today.
Not yet, but it's they're about
what a day.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I mean, it's windy. I wouldn't be on the roof today, but what a beautiful day to be outside.
Yeah.
I have an electrician working up at home putting outside lights on, and he said, I'm taking advantage of the weather.
Well, we're going to be, just a heads up, anybody who's, that roof is going to, first of all, the CE building, and then the sanctuary, brand new roof that should last longer than you and I.
Oh, more me than you.
Longer than me. I bet that roof, I'll be gone from the church. I'll be in a retirement home somewhere drooling.
In 20 years.
But I think I'll be dead before they have to replace it. So that's...
Well, I know I will be.
I won't be in a retirement home in 20 years. Drooling. Is that what you said?
Did you say drooling?
I said drooling. I'll be in a retirement home drooling before they have to replace it, but I'm sure I'll be dead.
I will... Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll be dead for
50 years from now?
Well,
maybe
30
not.
years.
108. 108 is when I'm going to die.
You're gonna live to be 108.
108 facing the cake.
Who told you that?
I don't know.
108.
That's what I say.
I know I'm not gonna make. Well, that'd be 40 years. Another 40 years for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if
that roof will still be there.
The new roof. Sure it will be.
Still be there.
Sure it will be. But if I got to spend another 40 years every Wednesday like this, this is really aging.
I think I would, at 40 years from now, I don't think it would be fair that anybody has to listen to me on a regular basis. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure 40 years from now.
Yeah.
No. I actually knew a minister once who had retired, but was regularly invited back annually to his former church. The last couple times
wasn't so hot.
Had somebody, standing beside him, kind of strapped into the...
him.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? God can use anybody, but I'll tell you this. That won't be me. That's not fair. That's not fair.
It's pretty bad when he has to put it on his phone. Don't screw it up, Dawn.
I was just going to say, look at that. Oh my, look at this. Todd he said, I log in the middle of the bathroom conversation. he said, talk about crappy timing.
That's a good one. Go, Todd.
Wow, Todd. I don't get to see. Maybe we need to up the production.
Hey, Todd, you know what? We need to know who you are. You need to come to the radio.
Todd Papasergi. Todd Papasergi.
You know
might be missing. Yeah. He and his wife and their 2 kids have been regularly gathering with us for worship.
Oh, Todd, come and introduce yourself to me so I can laugh about what you just put on there. Please do that on Sunday if you're here. Or if you're going to then...
They got 2 young kids. They're almost always up here as long as they're not traveling.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Well, we've had several new members.
Mm-hmm. We've got a new member class starting up in 10 days.
New members. My buddy Mike was waffling back and forth about whether he wanted to do it. They had surgery on their dog.
Ooh.
ACL.
Really?
On the dog. And it's
ACL would be your knee.
Okay.
I think, unless dog anatomy is very different from humans. I don't know.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
they had surgery on the dog and they can't leave it for 8 weeks.
Ooh, wow.
So
Bring the dog. Bring the dog.
Well,
Sure.
I think that's the point. I don't think a dog would make it.
We had my former congregation. Pets were kind of a big deal.
Oh, I've been here.
What they used to do? Blessing of the animals everywhere.
Oh, yeah, sure, that happens
Yeah.
here.
Not here.
No, not here, but the Methodist Church did it this year, and so did another church in Washington up at the big pavilion in the park.
I'm not going to poo-poo anybody else doing it.
No.
But I'm
said-
not going to be a driver on that. But if
You know what I always said when we had, if you have in the winter, in the summertime,
Mm-hmm.
whenever there's not so much for an anthem or an anthem time, I thought we should have hobby time instead, where people bring their animals or their puppet socks, whatever, and take 5-10 minutes and share with the world something that interests them, one of their hobbies.
I mean, I would be I would love to get
When I had
people
Mary and
sharing.
Martha,
Yes.
when I had Mary and Martha, so many people wanted to see them.
Puppet socks, though.
I know, I'm just kidding
Okay.
about the
All right.
puppet
all right. I'm just,
But I'm just-
hey,
it's just a thought.
share.
But I have actually been in church before it was air conditioned. We used to leave the doors propped open everywhere, okay? And a dog would wander down the aisle.
Really?
Oh, yeah, through the door and down the aisle. Wow. It just happened. And everybody would laugh, and the dog would take care of itself.
Okay. That's a
It
different
was just
time.
one of those things. It was a different time. Well, the doors were open.
Yeah.
Evidently the dog needed something.
That was why my former church back in Ohio would worship outside.
So they could bring their animals.
No, well, they did bring their
Just bring
animals.
them just
The air conditioning. They had, again, much like Canonsburg, it had a long history, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, and they had a small little chapel, and it was not air conditioned. So every summer when it got too hot, they would worship outside.
Well, wasn't it more, in the sun, or did they find a shady spot?
Kind of.
Okay.
I mean, trees grow and die over the years, so, but what was funny is, so this is an example of traditions outliving the reason for them, and them just becoming beloved traditions in and of themselves. The reason they started worshiping outside, no air conditioning. Well, eventually the initial building got air conditioning. Eventually they built a beautiful barn sanctuary with air conditioning, and they still decided
They want to worship
in the
outside.
summer we're going to worship outside. And it was a really neat thing to do.
Well,
until it was 95 degrees and the sun's blaring
and
on you.
we know what
and
that's
stuff.
like. I mean, we've had Sundays like that.
Oh, yeah.
But truthfully, this last year, we were blessed with breezes.
Weather was pretty good.
Yes, we were blessed with breezes.
I couldn't
outside.
imagine being in here with that. No, I can.
Oh my, Donnie.
VBS.
Oh my.
VBS before we started going outside for that evening gathering.
That day.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
That was hot in here.
Yeah.
You got 150
and
kids.
it wasn't because the air conditioner wasn't on.
No,
It
it
was
just couldn't keep
because-
up.
Right.
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 Tony, we've got. You know what? We should make mention of something really important.
Okay.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, I have the Geek Squad coming to my house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All
From
right.
Best Buy.
Good.
Yeah. I told you I had the internet removed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they took the internet out, it messed with my very expensive Sonos sound system. Okay, and I'll put this question out there.
Sonos.
Sonos, yeah. Do you have to have Wi-Fi to have Bluetooth?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Bluetooth is its own
That's what I thought.
network of being,
Well,
it's really
for some
close.
reason, my sound bars-
Off-screen producer Al's giving me the thumbs up and the head nod. To
My sound bar is not communicating with my woofer,
subwoofer.
subwoofer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
My sound bar is not communicating.
A woofer's just the.
Whatever. It's a black thing on the floor. And that's all I know about it. So
Right.
I did call, and they're coming next
That's
Wednesday.
not what I meant about Wednesday.
But between 9 and 1.
Okay.
So I might be late.
Next Wednesday is.
Next Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. That's right. Can you believe it?
Ash Wednesday.
Can you believe it? Christmas. We just took the tree down.
Ash Wednesday next Sunday, or next Sunday, Next Wednesday, a week today,
Yeah,
Ash Wednesday at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a soup supper downstairs. You want something to eat? We're not charging.
Nope.
Get here quick, because I guess if there's like
Get here
500
quick.
people, then it will all be gone.
Well, and if he gets there before you do.
No, I'll eat last. Anyway,
Yeah,
6
right.
o'clock, supper downstairs, 7 o'clock in the sanctuary for a worship service. Great
Communion?
service. Kick off
Lent.
Yeah, kick off Lent. Grab yourself a Lenten devotional that we have available.
yes.
Just purchase some more
Good.
because we were running out, so make sure you get one.
They'll be available at the doors.
And we're going to continue in the Gospel of Mark for that.
Unbelievable that Lent starts already.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean,
I decided what I'm giving up.
I know I'm going to pay for this. What are you giving up?
I'm giving up you.
I knew it. You know what, Dawn?
What?
You can't quit me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So, do you want to play? What do you want? Do you want to share some music? Do you want to?
Well, you know,
You had talked about some other changing of the format and stuff.
yes, when you are on.
You got to wait till I'm gone. Change when I'm gone. That's
Yeah,
not.
I'm going to change while you're gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should do something.
You know, we told you last week he's going to be on a little extended vacation.
Sabbatical. Not
I don't want to
extended
use that
vacation.
word.
That's the word.
Well, I know, extended time off.
Sabbath. Sabbatical.
Sabbatical.
But hey, you know what I was thinking? We should change up next week's format for Ash Wednesday.
Well, I don't know.
That would be that. We should. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do something different.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have to wear a costume because I know how you are about costumes.
I mean, this isn't a costume.
No, this is just
This is just you.
it's just me on a Wednesday, and I knew it was warm outside, but
And
I'm
you
like,
still put a sweater on.
well, I didn't think it was that warm.
It's,
Yeah, but it is.
you just need to ask Alexa.
I don't have an Alexa.
Oh.
I don't have that.
What do you have?
I have.
Hey Google.
Hey Google.
Ask
Google
Hey
Assistant.
Google.
No,
Google
now the phone's going crazy because I said it. That's what's happening.
You want to play anything?
Well, of course I do.
Rain in Canonsburg Friday from 4 to 5 a.m.
There you go.
It's good. Google said it will rain in Canonsburg from 4 to 5 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
Not the question we asked,
No, it isn't.
but
It
hey.
not Now, you know, I can ask you questions. I don't get the answers.
Okay.
But my brother.
Hey Google,
can.
hey, who's the fairest of them all? She doesn't want to answer that one.
Hey Google Assistant.
Oh, you gotta say that.
Hi, how can I help?
Who's the fairest of them all?
My friend, that is you. I think you're fair and lovely, too.
Wow.
I think you're fair and
And
lovely,
too. Now, who's
Wow.
she talking to? You or me?
Me. It's my phone.
Oh, I see.
It's my phone.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't need Google to tell me that you're lovely.
I know.
'Cause I'm not
you can
saying
see it.
that.
You can see it. So, do you want to play anything?
Lovely is like it's like a second cousin to ugly.
All right. Sure.
There's a thin line between lovely and ugly. Thin line. Wait, we got to think about if there's anything else going on in this church we need to tell people about. Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday. That's the big one.
Yeah, it is.
That really is.
It is. But, yeah, so my brother Kenny, I called him yesterday.
Okay.
Asking, because, he was computered all his life. And so I said to him, my soundbar's not talking to my woofer. Mm-hmm. Well, he says, all you have to do is go in here, dude, and do this. I said, hold it, dude. My knowledge ends with the soundbar is not talking to the woofer, okay? It ends with there. I can't go in anywhere
Why
and
didn't he
do
come
anything.
out?
He lives 4 hours away.
Yeah. When's the last time he saw you?
Oh my.
Come on, Kenny. Come on. Look at your poor brother here.
Oh.
Poor big brother doesn't know what he's doing.
Don't do it, Kenny.
He's
Don't do
drooling
it.
all over himself. Come on out. Say hi.
You say
Fix
drool
his.
one more time, I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness! Fix his sound bar for him.
No.
That's what a younger brother's for. That's what my younger brother would do. He would drive 5.5 hours to fix my sound bar. If I asked him,
I'll bet he would.
he would.
And why are you calling
Doesn't
him?
have his own car though, so I don't
Why
know.
are you calling him my younger brother?
He is your younger brother.
That is such a cheap
like
shot.
2 minutes, 3 minutes,
12 minutes.
12 minutes. For 12 minutes, he gets to laugh at you.
For 12 minutes, I was an only child.
On March. No, you have a lot of older siblings.
Well, yeah, but for that 12 minutes, I alone in this world.
For 12 minutes, your mother thought it was over.
Well, no, she knew it wasn't over. The doctor thought it was over.
Hey, are you going to play something?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
Sit.
What?
Sit, boy. Sit. Oh, I'm not done yet. We got stuff to talk about.
We don't have anything to talk about.
Well, I'm trying to scrape something
You're just
up
trying
in
to
the back
make.
of my mind.
You're just trying.
I got
think it's
nothing,
time.
so-
You know what? I'll just start playing guitar.
You know, we didn't have a lot of views last week.
We talked too long.
I don't think so.
I think so.
The whole video was just...
Talking.
No, it wasn't. I played a lot last week.
Did you? Maybe you played too long.
Oh. And maybe it's because you're just too ugly.
That's probably it too.
You think so?
No.
Well, no. Are you looking at yourself now?
No. I'm looking at you still.
Why?
Because you haven't moved yet.
But why would you want to come closer?
I agree. I don't.
You know what? I did get help. You're leaving for an extended period of time. Don't screw it up, Donnie. Now I'm unplugged. Unplugged. Cat and Clink. Unplugged. Like MTV. What do you think? Oh, boy.
Kenny's watching now.
Maybe, yeah.
No, he is.
Playing my Superman. God doesn't care if you're mad and angry. He wants you to talk to him either way. So I got down on my knees.
Oh my goodness. Google's having a conversation with herself. will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Come on, guys. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I sing for you, Jesus? On all you be still. Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, to You think I'm done, huh? I am. See you next week.